Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to this video on describing people, height and weight. We'll begin by talking about height and weight. Let me show you something first. Okay, so first of all, let's introduce you to some of the common ways in which we describe people. So we'll begin by talking about age. So we have young, middle-aged, old. Okay, now we'll go to describe the height. When we would like to describe the height of people, we use words like tall, average height, short. So tall, average height, short, fat, middleweight. Now we're talking about the weight. Here we talked about the height. Now we're talking about the weight. So fat, middleweight or average weight, thin or slender. We'll go on to describe disabilities, some of the disability cases. So for example, the first one, physically challenged, sight impaired or blind, and the last one here in the disabilities list is hearing impaired or deaf. So physically challenged, sight impaired or blind, hearing impaired or deaf. We can also go on to describe a few other things, like if someone is good looking, we can say attractive. For a woman or a baby, we can call him cute. For a woman also, she can be called like pretty or attractive. Here is a pregnant woman. If someone has something like this on his face, we can say mole. He has a mole on his face. We have here a pierced ear and a tattoo. All right, fantastic. Let's learn how to use these vocabulary. So for example, we learned about how to describe someone who is tall and also short. So Bettina Schwenk is a very tall woman. So if we'd like to describe someone who is very tall, we can say Ahmed is a very tall man. Tom Jakes is quite short. If you aren't tall or short, you are of medium height or average height. So medium height or average height. Agatha Sanchez is really slim. Alright, slim here is the opposite of being fat. I was very thin when I was in hospital. Perhaps he lost some weight, so he was very thin when he was in hospital. So a note here on the word slim. Slim is more polite than thin. Okay, so you most probably would describe someone as slim, not thin. Fantastic. So we'll move on to learn more about the descriptions or how to describe people. So let's look at this picture. We have here Marty. Marty has a dark skin and dark hair. Okay. He has brown eyes. Sam here on this picture has blonde or fair hair and a fair skin. Ben has a beard short beard, or we call it a stubble,
A stubble.
and long hair. He has long hair. Luca has a mustache, a very special mustache, and curly hair. We can also say has got instead of has. So we can say Marty has got dark skin and dark hair. Suri has got dark hair and dark skin. My mother is a very attractive or very beautiful woman. So we learned about beautiful, pretty, and attractive. My dad is a very good looking man. My dad is a very good looking man. Some of the common mistakes that people do are like people are tall. That's correct. The wrong way of saying it is people are high. We say high temperatures, perhaps high buildings, and also tall buildings, but we don't say high people. We say tall people. For example, Marty is tall, not high. We can describe people as young, middle-aged, or elderly, or old. Okay, so elderly is a better way of describing people. Old is a bit offensive. My grandmother is 97. My grandmother is 97. She's very old. Or we can say she's elderly. My sister is 14. She's young, but would like to be older. My father is 56. He's middle-aged, but would like to be younger. This hospital is for elderly people. This is more polite than old. So this hospital is for elderly people. Some of the expressions that we may use when we would like to ask about people's height, we can say, how tall is Bettina or Tom? How tall is Ahmed, right? She is 1.85 meters tall, or 185 centimeters tall. He is 1.48 meters tall, or 148 centimeters tall. When we would like to ask about weight, we can say, how heavy are you? Or how much do you weigh? I weigh 62 kilograms, 74 kilograms. I weigh 62 kilograms or 74 kilograms. Also, when we would like to ask about age, we can say, how old is he? How old is he? Or how old are you? Okay, a typical answer might be, I am 32 years old, or he is 84. What does Gemma or your sister look like? Now we're describing the appearance in general, so we can say she's tall and dark. Perhaps she has dark skin. She's very pretty. Pretty is a synonym or another meaning for beautiful or attractive. Right? Okay, let's have this exercise. Let's complete this exercise together. So he is only, or he's only 1 meter, like 52. So we have he's only 1 meter 52 centimeters. He's quite short. Very people are often good at basketball. So what's the most common thing between basketball players? Is it that they are short or tall? They are tall, yes. So very tall people are often good at basketball. Models are usually, we can say pretty or slim, attractive, many descriptions here, but usually they are very slim. Does she have dark skin? Does she have dark skin? Or yes, if we're referring to hair, so her hair is fair, so it is fair. So that's correct. She's only 7. She's very young, right? If I eat too much, I will be, if I eat too much, I'll be slim, or fat. I'll be fat, yes. And the middle way between fat and slim is middleweight or average weight. My grandmother is in this hospital. My grandmother is in this hospital. It's a hospital for people. Can we say old or elderly? Yes, it's better to use elderly. Fantastic. We're gonna complete these questions using the words in brackets. These are called brackets. How tall is your brother? Okay, so this one is answered for us. He's about 1 meter 75 centimeters, or 1 meter 75. Is Elena's hair? No, she's got dark hair. So it's similar to this one here. Yeah, does she have dark skin? So is Elena's hair fair, or is Elena's hair brown? So is Elena's hair fair? No, she's got dark hair. Okay, we're talking about Mike's hair. Okay, whether it's long or short. So yes, it's quite long. So if we're asking about whether Mike's hair is long or short, we can say, is Mike's hair short or long? Is Mike's hair long? Because the answer here is yes, so both should be the same. Are your parents? Not really, they're middle-aged. We're asking here about the age of the parents. Are your parents old or young? Or are your parents elderly? Yes, that's the better way, as we agreed, to describe old people. We say elderly. Is your sister pretty? Because we're now here saying, yes, she's very pretty. Is your sister pretty? Yes, she's very pretty. Fantastic. Why Sarah so thin? Okay, she's very ill. Okay, so we're asking why the look of Sarah is a bit different than usual. So why is Sarah so thin? We can say it this way. Why is Sarah so thin? Because she's very ill. She lost weight. All right, so here we're forming questions based on the words in brackets. So for the first question here, we have your brother height. So we're asking about the height of your brother. So we're saying, how tall is your brother? So the second question here, we have your teacher looks. So we're asking about the looks of the teacher. So we can say, what does your teacher look like? What does your teacher look like? All right, so for the third question here, I'm asking someone about his weight. So I can say what? Can begin with how much. I can say, how much do you weigh? How much do you weigh? The fourth question here, I have your mother age. I'm asking about the age of your mother. So I would say, how old is your mother? Okay. Here it's wrong. It should be, how old is your mother? If we're asking, for example, about your sister, how old is your sister? The only, if I'm asking about you, so I would say, how old are you? Okay. So here it should be corrected to is, not are. Number 5, your sister height. So I can say, how tall is your sister? How tall is your sister? Again, I'm asking about the looks of your parents. So I can say, how does your parents look like? How does your parents look like? Similar to the question number 2. For the different hairstyles, this is a crew cut. And here, his beard is clean shaven. So he has his beard clean shaven and he has a crew cut, right? So this person here has a shaved head. Remember the word shave, okay? So he has a shaven head, right? Or a shaved head. he has a stubble. Stubble is a very small beard, so a stubble here. This person has a mustache. He's bald-headed, or he has a bald head. This person here has a beard, a trimmed mustache, so his mustache is trimmed. He has a beard, and he has a receding hairline. This person here has sideburns, goatee, and long hair. Okay, so long hair, goatee, and sideburns. This person here has dreadlocks, the style of his hair. This person here, corn rows, a bob style. Okay, and this is straight hair. This is wavy hair, similar to long hair, but it's a bit wavy. Okay, and this part is a widow's peak, this part here. This is curly hair. Okay, this spiky hair, plait or braid, bun, pigtails or braids. This is a fringe or bangs, bunches, ponytail. All right. Within the description, I will include some of these examples so that you can study at home. So it's a good practice to not only learn the word but also learn an example. You can of course use ChatGPT for that. So for example here, sideburns. He trimmed his sideburns to match his haircut. Bald. The bald man wore sunglasses and looked cool. The bald ChatGPT to give you some usage of the word bald. For example, I can say, I'm learning the word bald. Give me some examples of usage. Right? He decided to shave his head and go bald. Bald men often wear hats to protect their heads from the sun, and so on. So you can learn a lot from that.